The following podcast is being brought to you by the Defy Life Podcast Network.
This week on the Defy Life Podcast, the guys discuss Jay-Z's alleged illegitimate daughter, Agent Zero wins the lottery, and hand sanitizer and lap dance specials. And they also answer a listener question and wrap things up with some trivia. All that and more. On to the show. Yeah, that's what it is. I guess we gotta do it then. You alright? Chill, cool, out, money, West Coast, let's get it. Strap in, let's take a ride. Oh yeah, it's about that time, right? Been waiting all week to get to this. It's finally time to defy life. Let's chop it up, keep it real, no other way. That's what we do. We might disagree, but it's all love. Guarantee we gon' speak the truth. Yeah, this hit different. My guys with me now. Who's with us? Stick around for a few minutes. It's contagious. You'll get it. You downloaded the realest. Don't feel us, forget out. You not rocking with Defy Life, then what's your life about? This ain't the Defy Life. Told you. On to the shy line. I'm gonna let this ride out though. Welcome back to the Defy Life Podcast, powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network. This episode is sponsored by Bud Bottles, home of the Bud Bottle and the Bud Freshener. Please visit budbottles.com for your odor eliminating needs. This is episode 158. Y'all come on in, wipe your feet, close the door behind you. I'm your host, J.R. Glenf, joined as always by my wonderful co-host, Thomas Stevens, Alvin Glenf. What's good with you, Thomas?
Man, nothing much. Just chilling, hanging out. The very gloomy day down here in South Carolina. Right. I'm ready to get it popping, man. My wife cooking salmon patties, man. She cooking salmon patties. And then she make this little, dude, I don't even know the name of the sauce. Bouvet sauce. I don't know, bro. I can't wait to have it, though. I can't wait to have it.
All right. What you got with it? Grits? What you doing with it? Rice?
Well, I have no idea what she's accompanying with it.
Give a damn.
Oh, with that sauce. With that sauce.
All right.
Salmon patties with the sauce.
Yes. Salmon patties with the sauce. That's all we need. All right. Al, what's good, man?
Hey, brother, can't call it. Living the life of the 50-year-old.
No doubt.
So, it's all good, man. It's a beautiful day. Just, down here in the recovering state of Georgia, where apparently our governor and the Department of Health doctor in statistics and shit. Wow. So it's all types of fuckery going on in this place. But, bro, everything being everything, I'm doing good.
What would the world be without some governmental fuckery? So
yeah. Basically.
So, quick question, Pooh. You just kind of triggered a question in my mind for both of you. So you come home from a 19-hour shift at work, and
right.
you know what I'm saying, you ain't ate since that 8th hour, and you starving when you get home, you tired, but you just want to eat. What's the one thing? Is that salmon and sauce the one thing that, like, is that the top on your list that you want to come home to from your wife?
No.
Oh, what's the one thing she cooked that you just like, oh Lord, she better not ask me for no money because she can get it all?
Bro, she makes this chicken, broccoli, shrimp, Alfredo from scratch. Absolutely amazing. Give me that every day of the week.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Al, what about you? What's the one thing that your wife can have it all if she make it?
So it's a combo dinner that my wife just understands that, if my husband is feeling like shit, or I need he's just for whatever, if it's birthday, or she just feels like this is my shit. So the combination of collard greens, pinto beans, some macaroni and cheese, and I know that's like a traditional dish, but
right.
But real talk, it's just like, to me, that combination, and then any, like, it could be fried chicken, it could be baked chicken, it could be, the meat necessarily ain't even a thing.
Right.
It's just really those three things of pinto beans, collard greens, and macaroni and cheese.
Okay.
Those three things with the meat, I just know my wife loves me. I know you love me.
Right.
And I think, and part of it, I think, is me sharing fond memories of my mother making those as a child,
right.
and not necessarily together, but just those three things. So I think she knows my husband loves some collard greens, he loves some macaroni and cheese, and he loves him some pinto beans. And so she'll put them all together in one meal, and
Right.
6 days a week.
Right. You just like don't ever stop.
Don't ever stop. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. How about you?
Mine would be my wife. She calls it paella, but I know it's not like traditional paella.
My God. Yeah.
So it's kind of like a Puerto Rican paella. So you've eaten my wife's rice, all right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that rice plus chicken, shrimp, and sausage, like a turkey Italian sausage.
Yeah.
But and then it's like some other, like as Pooh would say, sauce, like on to like yo. Man, like she made it for my birthday one year, and like I try not to do rice anymore, but every now and then I'm like, yo, fuck it, make a big. She know what I'm talking about when I come in and say, hey, just fuck it, can you please make a big pot of that stuff? And
That's
and she was like, all right,
got you.
Like then, like it's it's on, but. Same as you. It's just like, I guess it's like the, same as Pooh, like your Alfredo, like it's the hardiness. When something touch you like that, man, it's just like, it takes you to a place.
Right.
And, if folks come in and eat, like I don't take no guests, nothing. I ain't taking no chances of nobody eating all my shit.
Yeah, like
Like
yo, can I come
that's-
by to watch the game? Nah, son.
Right.
Nah, son, don't do that. Let's
TV
eat
out
out.
there,
I'll meet you at the bar. I'll meet you at
Right.
the bar.
Yeah. Hey, that's my day. This is my meal. Even my kids get look that funny if they eat too much. So it just kind of triggered me when Pooh said he was waiting on that salmon and sauce. So it was like, I wonder what that one meal is that can get us all. Follow up then. Pooh, is there anything that you make when you trying to get in good and can score some points?
Man, I always go. This is my clutch.
Mm-hmm.
I get on that charcoal grill, not that propane grill.
What is that?
I get on that charcoal grill.
What's that?
I get on that charcoal grill.
Mm-hmm.
I season up my lamb chops, and I put them on that grill. Put them on that grill and put some vegetable skewers and a little nice bottle of wine, and I try to get it in like that.
Okay. All right, Al, what about you?
Yeah, definitely the wife loves when I can throw some food on the grill. But I think inside the kitchen, like I have this like chicken penne pasta dish. And back in the day, Atlanta used to have this restaurant called Mix. And Mix used to make this chicken penne pasta, but it had like tomatoes in it and onions. And really, I came home and just started fucking with it years ago, and so I kind of got a nice little recipe about it. So that's kind of my thing where I can, and I think, although it's a simple dish, I think my wife appreciates that I take time. Like she sees me preparing shit, so you got to be like chopping up the chicken,
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like just seeing like the effort. It's like, oh yeah, go ahead, honey, go ahead, do that shit, shit. So
Yeah.
that would be what I'd put together, that chicken penne.
Okay. Yeah, mine will be, and I think our wives all appreciate us jumping on the grill and doing our thing.
Right.
So whether it's like Pooh said, whether it's lamb chops, ribs, anything. But mine would probably be, and man, Pooh, you lady need to like coordinate. If she wake up on like a weekend and if I've made salmon patties and fish and fried fish and grits, she in heaven.
Right.
Or if it can be a Friday night, it don't matter. If she come in and it's salmon patties and grits, she know I'm about to put her to sleep. So
Right.
Yeah, so that's the one thing, and I know if I know she had a long week, or if she's saying I'm starving, I want to eat, or sometimes she'll just say it. Can you please make salmon? So that's the one thing I know that's her go-to.
Right.
Cool. Okay, man. Yeah, just I like when we had these impromptu questions because we don't know, but it's stuff that's kind of jumping our head. So enjoy your salmon and sauce, Pooh.
Appreciate it.
No doubt, salmon and sauce. Well, cool. Well, yeah, as always, let's do a little house cleaning before we really get started. First, again, I want to shout out to our patrons this week. I want to shout out Jennifer Griffiths and Patty Sanchez. Jen, Patty, shout out to both of you. We appreciate the support y'all give us month after month. And to all of our patrons, we appreciate everything. People always ask, what's the best way to support the network? Go to patreon.com/Go Defy Life and become a patron of Defy Life. You can help support our growth and allow us to continue to host events and continue to work in our community for less than your favorite fast food combo. You can support us. GoDefyLife.com is our content website. You can go to DefyLifePods.com to find all of our podcasts. And go to DefyLifeGear.com to check out all of our branded apparel. So again, thank you everybody for your support. And let's get on to it. First up in our news tidbits. Did y'all happen to see this 28-year-old woman from Maryland claiming to be Jay-Z's long-lost daughter?
I did peek at the picture.
I didn't see it.
So, first I was on Facebook, and it was like one of these like gossip or mediatakeout.com articles. So I was like, it's probably she's full of shit. But then they had they had her Instagram handle. So I was like, let me go check it out and see. She got, not only does she look like she could be his daughter, she's 28, so that will make it around 22, 21, 22 when she was born. And she also has Ancestry.com results to show links to people in his family, i.e. his mother. The Ancestry links back to her. And also testimony from like accounts from like people that were in Jay-Z's camp back then. So like names that he shouted out on albums, they like, we all knew about her. Jay know about her. He had asked who she was, and I was on the block and I told him who she was. So she's got accounts from people. And she got baby pictures, her baby picture beside Blue Ivy's baby picture. They look exactly alike. So, it's first of all, it's not like it's unheard of for a dude to have a daughter at 22 and he, But
what's Shorty's name? What's Shorty's name? You remember?
Macer. I forgot her IG handle is Jay-Z First Daughter. At Jay-Z First Daughter.
I think it's Shornette.
Yeah, Shornette.
I'm just kidding.
Go ahead. Oh, you said Shornette. Oh, you crazy. I know her last name is like Macer. Macer.
Jay-Z's first daughter. That's the Twitter handle.
Jay-Z First Daughter. Jayz First Daughter. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's her Instagram handle you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I don't know, man. So is there so Al, you think is there any way Letitia Macer?
Oh wow.
Yeah. Al, you think there's any way Jay would kind of be like smoked out the woods on this one, that he got to speak on it?
I mean, I think it's possible. I mean, in this day and age, I think it would be hard to, especially if she continues to pull evidence and get testimonies, and it would be hard publicly for him to just keep an image and just deny this woman.
Right.
Like, I think that would be real, real difficult. And, I don't have an IG account, but I did, go to her page. And when you go to her page, you can see like certain, I guess, posts or whatever. Yeah. And there's one post on there from her aunt. And her aunt is saying stuff like, go ahead. I know, I remember back in the day when your mom was kicking it and we used to kick it with him all the time. And, it none of us know what the truth is, but it's very reasonable that this could be his daughter, and for whatever reason they haven't been together. But I think if she continues to, make noise, I think it's going to be really hard for him not to try to at least see if it's her or not. And, again, you ain't got to be a father in her life. And, I don't think people would necessarily expect that because, it's almost 30 years later. But for you not to even try to acknowledge her, I think publicity-wise, marketing-wise, branding-wise, I think that would be a bad look.
Right? Absolutely, yeah. And then also the fact that, if she is his daughter, her mother has MS, has multiple sclerosis.
Oh,
and yes. She's wheelchair bound. So to kind of, that's not a good look if you kind of leave them hanging like that. And then also, the alleged daughter has twins, and we know Jay-Z has twins, so twins running families. Yeah, so
I mean, and financially, him and his wife, money is far from an issue. So, realistically, there's so many ways that he could play this to where it really doesn't hurt at all. So I think that's why it's almost he has to at some point step up, because people are going to be like, what's the harm?
Right.
Really, what's the harm?
Yeah. And he could play it, even if he doesn't give a shit, he could play this to make it look good for him.
Of course. Right.
Pooh, you checking it out?
Man, I'm all over it.
What you think?
Hey, man, I mean, man, it's some valid stuff on here. I definitely see the ancestry, and I don't know how they have his DNA, but on the ancestry, but definitely it links to Carter's, and it says 100% relationship. Yeah, 100% relationship, not 97, 98, but 100%.
And like if somebody in his family related. Yeah, like if somebody in his family does an ancestry test, it'll link to them to show.
Agreed.
Like if his mother does it, it'll link to her. So Jay wouldn't have to do it for her to even get a test for him. Right. It'll link to his mother or somebody in his family to show that they have the same ancestry.
And that's what it did. It linked to his mom's. Yeah. It linked to his mom's. Yeah, it did link to his mom, and it said 100% match.
Yeah.
100% match. And it shows Jay-Z at the Reasonable Doubt release party and the girl mom and stuff in there. And so it's, man, it's some
damning evidence.
It is, man. It's some concrete stuff out there. But like you guys said, man, I mean, for Jay to be the guy that he appears to be or portrays to be, that if he don't just, check it out to see, because I mean, of course, in a perfect world, if you have a child out there, you definitely want to know, as a father, and it's not gonna, it's not gonna cause any backlash between he and his wife, as in he cheated on me and this child was spawned.
Right.
So I feel like he's got to check it out, man. He just because there's a lot of us just sit out there and dump kids and don't give a damn, anyway. But even if you have an inkling of a thought or presence that I have a child out there, dude, and you're able to check things out, and you're able to help them out and give them certain advantages, and bro, they're your offspring. Like, you have to at least check that out.
Yep. Right.
You have to at least check that bar. You have to.
Especially
and
when
I think
they
he
find
has a...
you.
Go ahead, Jay.
No, especially when they find you, it's different than, you've been looking for them and you finally find them. Man, when they find you, you ain't got no choice. You know,
Right.
Yeah. But
So I was gonna say, it's so many people who looking for their dads, looking for their parents, and so I think that would be kind of held against them. People gonna be like, "Damn, really, yo? You know what I would take if I knew my dad out there." And then the other thing is, I think in terms of another reason why it ain't no harm. Like, dude, you was young.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you could spin this to be a maturity thing.
Exactly.
There's a lot of wins in here that at the end of the day, I don't see how he ignores it.
I can't see, man.
Yeah, and he was young, and it's not like he was so young where it was like some childish shit. Like a lot of dudes have kids when they're 21, 22. So it's not like it's this absurd anomaly. But then also, like, it's not. I mean, it happens. But then also, there's like, people tend to think that, well, once, that kid is grown, they grown. Ain't nothing I can do.
Right, that's whack. That's whack. Yeah, that's whack.
So, you can't really discount the fact that the issues that are created by a child, like by fatherless or motherless kids, carry on far into adulthood, and they pass those things down to their own kids. So just,
I was just about to say, it definitely creates a cycle,
right?
And you definitely want to. And I sent the picture, Al. I don't know if you've seen it, between her and Blue Ivy.
I did. Look alike.
Oh,
I mean, and when you talk about these young boys, like, I don't know if their father is in their life, but I mean, again, he got resources that can change the whole trajectory of of these kids. So, and it wouldn't even, you ain't even talking about breaking off a lot of bread to do that in terms of his full resources. And then family is family. So you are also denying the children between you and Beyonce to have additional siblings out there. And so to me, like, more relatives, I just think, at the end of the day, there's going to be so many things thrown at them. Like, you're going to have to answer the call and at least check it out.
You're going to have to.
Yeah. So, but as we've said on other shows and other episodes, when we talk about Jay, this is Jay-Z we're talking about.
Yeah.
So he is a shrewd, like,
businessman,
business first individual. So, although it's easy for us to say what's the right thing, and we all know what would be the right thing to do, at least to check it out and have it checked out. We all know it's Jay, and
But the other side of this though is the beehive. So, like, a lot of times in instances like this, the wife is the conscience.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of times it's your wife that'll be like, yo, son, come on, man. I know how you feel. I know that's how you felt, but you can't do that to that girl. You got to. So if she don't have that stance, I mean, there's going to be people pressuring her. To be like, you going to let your man not stand up? How would you feel?
Right. You're going to live deadbeat? Yeah.
Right.
Is this your king? Hey,
is this your king? Right.
Hey, you're right, Al. I didn't even think about that.
I didn't think about that.
But you're right.
Yeah. And, I do always say.
There's a lot of times where it's the wife that'll be the one who urged the father, urged the man to be like, yeah, I know that was, but that like you said, that wasn't even while we were together.
Right.
So, honestly, like, do that girl a solid and see if you're her father, man.
Right. Yeah, and I do always say, like, the biggest purpose in a woman's life sometimes is to stop a man from doing dumb shit. And if he tries to ignore this and it doesn't go away, you're right. You're absolutely right. His wife would be that one, like, voice of reason to say, look, man, even if you don't give a shit, you got to check this shit out. This shit ain't good for us.
Right. Then she'll cut him so low, was like, boy, you ain't who I thought I married. You're not the guy I thought you was. So they'll cut you, boy. Especially if your wife worth something. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So
then, if she doesn't have that stance, people are going to wonder.
Question B, right?
But you was a stand-up chick,
Right?
And I
Right.
find
You
it,
was that queen.
I find it hard. Yeah, I find it hard for someone like Beyonce to not take that stance if she didn't, because of how close she was to her father.
Right. Agreed.
Another good point.
This is good. This is good stuff.
Yeah,
Good point.
Good stuff. Right.
She gonna be like, "Oh, my father not in my life. You know what I
Right.
would do to
Right.
get a day,
Right.
a week with my father,
Man.
and
Right.
you're not even gonna
Right.
see if that's your daughter. Really?
Right.
You gonna deny that girl that?
Right. And she been without you for 28 years.
right.
You know, 27, however, old she is. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he gonna have to look. He gonna have to.
Yeah, he's gonna have
He's
to
gonna have to-
address it.
Too much pressure.
Right.
Well, it's gonna be interesting to watch. So, and she ain't shy about it either. She's telling people,
Oh, no.
thanks for spreading the word. I want to get this story out there. So she's pretty sure.
Shit. Listen.
No, yeah,
when
she's
you-
pretty sure. You're right.
I mean, honly, if Jay-Z was my dad, I'd be trying to.
Damn right.
I'd be wearing T-shirts,
Yeah.
bumper
Hell
stickers. too.
yeah, hell yeah. The only person I know
Right.
gonna be pissed off is only person gonna be pissed off is Meth Bleak. Somebody gonna get his share of the cut.
That was my money, nigga.
Right.
Jay, you said as long as I'm alive,
Right.
as long as you
Right.
alive.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give you his money. you got him some money.
Right.
Man, somebody silent shorty.
Right.
You know, that's
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Jay, you said as long as you alive, I'm a millionaire. What happened to that?
Right.
Well, I didn't know I had daughters. Step
Right.
off.
The other kid.
He good though. He can still take care of me for sure.
Yeah, he's
though.
still good. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Jake. Yeah, it don't matter. Oh man. Y'all hear about Gilbert Arenas, Agent Zero? Winning the lottery. So
I thought that was pretty interesting.
it was, right? So full story. Former NBA All-Star Gilbert Arenas, Agent Zero. Second Amendment. Aggressor. Is won the lottery. Hit the California lottery for $300,000 last week. He and credited it to a homeless guy. So, which was kind of off base to me, and I'll tell you why. And you probably get it. So, he was on his way to play the lottery, and the homeless guy stopped him, and it was getting close to the deadline to play his numbers. So, homeless guy stopped him, asked him for some change. He was like, "Dude, I only got $10 cash, because you can only pay cash to play the lottery." He's like, "Oh, I got $10 cash, man, and I ain't got it." So the dude was like, "Well, just come on, man, do something." So he ended up giving the dude $5, and he was gonna give the dude $5 and just play one ticket, play $5. So the homeless guy was like, "You know what? Just go ahead, man. If you ain't got it, I totally understand. But after you win the lottery, just give me $20 because I know you're gonna win." So
Wow.
yeah, so he's on the way there, and when he gets there too late. But the gas station attendant knows that he plays religiously, plays at the same time, same day, same numbers all the time. So the gas station attendant paid the numbers for him.
Wow.
Yeah, and he just paid him back, gave him the money back when he got there, and didn't think anything else about it. His number, he had played his numbers. Lo and behold, he hit. And so $300,000. So kudos to you, Agent Zero. Now, granted, I do for the voice, for the encouragement. I do, you would give some credit to the homeless dude. But shit, shout out to that gas station dude for playing your numbers for you.
For sure.
That's what
that's the real MVP.
Damn right.
Not even for playing. That's because that's one thing. Shout out to the attendant for giving me the money.
Right. Yeah, exactly. For even acknowledging.
I might play for you just because fuck it. I'm gonna get my $10 next time I see you.
Right.
Until you hit. Then it's gonna be like, oh, my fault, son. Yo, I didn't see you. I didn't know you was. You didn't come. So I ain't shit.
Right. Like, yeah. So apparently, there's a lot of folks living right in that circle.
Real talk.
Yeah.
But just found it interesting, and it's always like some crazy story when somebody win the lottery. That you're like, oh man, this is inspirational, and then everybody go play the lottery like that shit gonna happen to me. Nah, B, that shit ain't happening to you. You ain't gonna win. You can't win.
But what's so funny is like before he had won the lottery, if you had told me Gilbert Arenas is playing a lottery so often that even when he don't show up, the gas attendant is playing for him, I would be like, oh, he's just throwing his money away. What is wrong with this dude?
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm like, well, maybe he know more than I know.
Yeah. And like I always say, everybody got a vice. Maybe that's it. And at first, I don't know why, it just triggered something in me to make me think, oh man, that nigga broke. But he got to be broke. I don't know why I was just thinking he was, but he's not. He just like to play the lottery. And shit, can't blame him for it now. Every time somebody wins, can't say you blame him for playing.
Right.
So,
Right.
Al, I know I was joking with you a couple weeks ago when Georgia opened back up about being able to go to strip clubs and get your hair done, nails did and shit. But there's a strip club in Wyoming that is opened back up. And they have a promotion going on called Mask On, Clothes Off. Yeah. Dope, dumb, or fucking retarded? Which one?
Dope.
Dope? Pooh. Dope, dumb, or fucking retarded? It's dope to you? Hey.
It sounds good, but I think it's absolutely freaking ridiculous. But I guess for marketing and advertising, I didn't get to watch.
It's a cool little story.
I'm gonna check it out. It's by him and Mike or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My bad. I'll mic drop for a second. But yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Just to see the kind of stories that are going to start popping up as states start to reopen, and counties and cities within those states start to reopen. So it should be fun to see the stuff we're going to have to talk about.
Well, they got to do something to get folks out the house.
Right.
So the more creative, the better.
Yeah. And then, did you see there was a preacher that wears his mask? He was out running some errands, and a dude spit in his face. Mask.
Damn. What's that about?
It's one thing if people like, this is the thing that gets me, man. If you disagree or not, or whether people should have to wear masks in certain places, or or people agree or disagree about being, opening up the economy, fine. You can have your disagreements, but spitting in folks' face, what's that going to accomplish for you?
Right.
It should accomplish your ass whooping.
That's what should accomplish.
Right. I had a guy to really, really give me of like, man, this cat wilding out. Like that's how he looked at me because I was walking out of Publix, and of course I had on my one glove. That's the one I touch everything with, and my free hand where I pay with. And I had on my mask with the S.
Yeah.
So this kid at the car, he threw his head back into his teeth like running out. Protecting himself with those masks and gloves on. Like, and he had on his shorts and tank top.
Sure.
And I was like, bro, I hope I don't see you on a GoFundMe page. You know what I'm saying? You playing me, but I hope I don't see you on a GoFundMe page.
Yeah, man.
So people wilding.
And even, again, like, what is it? Like, I don't get this. Like, it ain't like somebody wear a mask and I don't. Like, it affects my day in any way.
Right.
It's got a mask. And or if somebody don't have on a mask and I do, that's still their choice. I can choose to avoid them. But I'll be damned if I'm be out there ridiculing people who wear their mask. Like, that's childish. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. So,
I'll avoid them, though.
Being, you 40 and you still clowning people for wearing name brand shoes. Like, you got on Sweetwaters? Like, nah, dude, I'm 40. I don't give a shit what I'm wearing.
Right.
Damn.
But I don't know. I just came from work, nigga. I don't know. Really quick on the NFL before we get to the listener question. I'm gonna jump to a commercial, and then we'll jump to this NFL listener question. We'll be right back. This is episode 158 of the Defy Life Podcast. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Anything, Everything, and Nothing podcast with Lynn and Kim. Join us as we discuss the latest in everything from entertainment and current events to the craziness that is our real life.
Let's laugh, let's live, let's talk about it. New episode every Tuesday on the Defy Life Podcast Network. And remember, if you're not defying life, then what are you doing? Lynn and Kim.
Welcome back to the Defy Life Podcast, episode 158. It's J.R. Glenf, along with Thomas Stevens, Alvin Glenf. Guys, the NFL is opening back up. Some facilities are opening back up. They're going to make sure everything's straight before they allow players and coaches to come in. But it looks like, the NFL is, again, maintaining stride that there will be a season. So we shall see. But there were my biggest question for this week about the NFL is the proposed with some of the changes, proposed changes, and some of them now have been approved and voted on for the Rooney Rule. For those of you who don't know what the Rooney Rule is, it is the rule that mandates that all coaches, all teams interview a minority candidate for head coaching positions and for open executive positions. Though there have been changes proposed, some of those have been passed. The ones that have been passed so far are now there will have to be 2 minority interviews by coaches for head coaching, by teams for head coaching positions, 1 for coordinator positions, and 1 for executive positions, front office positions. And then also another rule that has been changed is the rule that mandates that teams that are in the playoffs do not have to allow their assistant coaches to be interviewed for head coaching positions. So that is out of the way now. So as, for instance, Eric Bieniemy of the Chiefs could have been interviewed this year. Under the new rule, he would have been allowed to interview for jobs while he's still coaching in the playoffs. And those are the rules that have been passed. I think those are really good. The proposed changes to the Rooney Rule, this is where it gets a little dicey to me, where teams would be either rewarded or it's kind of like compensatory picks. So teams that kind of groom a guy that started off as a running backs coach and becomes a head coach for another team, a team that grooms him will be compensated like a next draft pick, kind of like a compensatory pick, for grooming him and him becoming a head coach. I can see that working. The ones that don't work for me are the ones that kind of reward teams for hiring head coaches. So you get an extra 3rd round pick if you hire a head coach. If he lasts for 3 years, you get after that 3 years, you get an extra 4th round pick. Or you get to move up 6 slots in the draft. That's kind of dicey. What do y'all? First of all, what do y'all think about Al? You first. What do you think about the rules that have already been passed, and those proposed rules that have kind of been tabled at this point, awarding teams for hiring black coaches or minority coaches?
I like them all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like incentivizing behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And, with, if as an organization, we feel like, the policies we have in place aren't getting the results, then I like incentivizing to get the change that you want.
Okay.
And while, I feel like, the 3rd round pick is kind of high because that's a valuable asset.
Right.
I like the thought and trying to Basically, I think the league is saying the way it's going is not good enough. And if y'all can't do it like this, if this is not going to, because I guess I'm also one, if it was getting great results, then I would be okay with relaxing the Rooney Rule. But apparently it's not getting the results. So crank it up some more and get some more incentives in there to get more black guys hired.
I feel that. All right, cool. What say you?
I like them. I like them as well. I like the incentives. When you incentivize things, it gives them a need to change it, because they may not feel like it needs to be changed, but the NFL is pushing change, so they give incentives. So, excuse me, if you want to work it to get out and sell your product, what do you tell them? Hey, if you reach this plateau, you're gonna get X amount of bonus money or whatever they hand out. So they're gonna attempt to reach that toe. So they're gonna look at this minority that maybe a little more than what they normally would, because they barely get us in the door before they go ahead and hire that guy, or oh man, they already know who they're gonna hire. Just bring us in for a dog and pony show. So now they're really making a legitimate chance on getting us in there.
Okay. Y'all just changed my mind.
See?
Yeah. I was a little sketchy on it, just because I guess it insulted me at first to think that,
right,
man, we gotta damn bribe you to give us a chance.
Hey, get us in there.
But
however
like you just
we're
said,
gonna show what we can do once we get there.
Right. So yeah, y'all just convinced me otherwise that incentivizing behavior, it works, because I didn't even in like regular workplaces, it works. So yeah, y'all changed my mind on this. I'm with it. So if you need to offer, a half a round move up in the third round, or an extra 5th round pick, whatever you need to do, man. There are coaches out there that deserve jobs, and there are coaches out there who deserve a second chance. Because we see the damn fossils and the Norv Turners and the Jason Garrett's, and then we see a bunch of them get time after opportunity after opportunity. So when, as opposed to a lot of minority coaches who don't get those second chances, those are the big ones. So and to be able to reward teams for grooming future leaders, that's what I appreciate about the whole thing. So.
And I think it rewards, I think the other side of it is for those teams who, because to me, I think this is a good act. So, in terms of hiring a person of color as a head coach. So I like the idea when people do good things, they get rewards.
Agreed.
So, if it's your franchise and you got Tomlin or you got a black coach and you're like, you know what? Yeah. Those are the teams that should get extra points, because they doing what we want, and reward them. And the rest of y'all, we ain't taking nothing from you, because it's your right. If you don't want the reward, you don't have to get the reward.
All right.
Do it the way you always been doing business, but know that this team we're gonna give them an extra 3rd round pick.
Right.
And that matters.
Yeah, it matters, and because you're already gonna hear from that crowd who doesn't understand the purpose of this rule. The crowd is going to throw out I think the best man should be hired. And then that's when you say, well, shit, so do we. That's the whole point of this rule.
Right.
And, for those people who want to bury their head and saying, man, let's be honest. If there are just sheer, the same way it'll tell you about 53 men on a roster, that's when we went through this with Michael Sam, somebody is gay on every roster. Just sheer statistics tell you that. Same way we can look at the NFL and say, man, there's 32 owners in the NFL. Out of 32 rich white men who have lived a 32 rich white man's life, there's some racism going on. It's
a couple of them.
Right, at least. Statistics tell you that. So, where it becomes a slippery slope is once those institutions are already in place, and those one or two racist dudes within that group can kind of hide within the group and institute their policies and make it become normal and the way of life and a part of the norm, allows that like blanket to be thrown over it where you don't even notice that it's there because it's normal now. So things like this kind of like poke holes through those blankets and allow you to see the truth. So I'm glad that they are addressing these things that have become normal, because there's no fucking way that a league has 80% black men should not have any representation at the top of any organization and very few in the coaching ranks. So we'll see how this pans out. So kudos to you, NFL, for taking a proactive leap, I think, on this. Usually the NFL is so reactive, but I think they're taking action on this.
All right. Did something come out about the NBA? Because I know the Bulls received all the backlash because they didn't even interview black or minority for their GM position. So they got all this backlash and hired the kid from and he could hire a black GM. So that after they took all that backlash. So then they were saying about the numbers for the NBA on black GMs and black director of operations are slim to none as well.
Yeah, they're shrinking. Yeah. And hopefully, the NBA they're generally pretty good about being proactive.
They are,
and taking a step, usually bigger steps than they're asked, because it's such a players' league, that the NBA knows that if LeBron and Steph ain't happy, those are the people they got to answer to. As opposed to the NBA, the NFL. Shit, if Dak Prescott and Patrick Mahomes ain't happy, fuck it, just don't be happy. That's usually how the NFL operates. As long as the NFL is the owners' league, as long as the owners are happy, they're happy. So, we'll see. So, we have a listener question this week from Patrick from San Antonio. Pooh, I'm assuming you watched the entire Last Dance documentary, or did you not?
Yes, I finished it up last night.
Okay. Al, did you get a chance to watch it? Finish it up?
I haven't watched the entire thing, no.
Okay.
But I watched some of it.
Okay. I finished it up last night too. So Patrick wants to know, Pooh, you first. I guess with everything that was kind of revealed to kind of the casual fan, did the Last Dance documentary help or hurt Michael Jordan's legacy more? What do you think?
I think maybe in some instances, it helped him. I guess some hurt him, but I think it's pretty much neutral. Mm-hmm. It just gave guys that really didn't see him, gave him retrospect on who he was or who he is. But to me, it made him it humanized him. Mm-hmm. Because we didn't hear Mike curse or whatever. We did see him smoke a occasional cigar, but it made Michael seem like he was just another guy. Like, man, your ass whack out there. You can't shoot the damn ball. It made him look like a human being, and we don't see that. We don't see that out of guys that's not social media now. We see it, but back then we didn't know anything about these guys. So to me, it's only more allure around Michael to me in my aspect of it.
Cool. Al, what say you?
So I think to the casual sports fan, it might have hurt because I think that the change in the times, and I think showing more of him, even though it was from 20, 30 years ago when times were different, I think there's some behaviors that people are not looking at as appropriate, and and so I could see the casual fan it hurting. I think for the real sports fan, I think it increases his legacy because I think they see the human side of him. They see what was behind his will to win. They see the drive. They're going to see some imperfections, but I think the real sports fan understands that, you know, professional sports is about winning. It's not about being friends. So I think the real sports fan is just going to get some of those stories, and it's just going to really just color. They're going to filter it and see it through a lens of he was a driven, you know, winner and would do anything, including cursing out a teammate or, you know, being physically abused, like whatever. I think they're going to just really just kind of sweep it under the rug and just interpret it from the lens of that's how much that man wanted to win, and that's why they're going to look at him as one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, I kind of agree with both of you. Like, I think there's whichever facet you're looking at it, you know, that you're posing this question to, and like you said, depending on which lens you're viewing this through, I think it's because some people like MJ fans who are real MJ fans and who know basketball and can and understand the history of the game, like Pooh, you're gonna feel how you feel to love MJ regardless. And to you, this only enhances it because you get more access to things you've never seen before. As opposed to, you know, casual fans, like you said, Al. There are some things you know, that they could kind of be like, I don't know about this Michael Jordan guy. I thought he was clean cut. Everybody wanted to be like Mike. I don't know about this. I would never want my kids to be like Mike. And then you have today's athlete. And I think today's athlete when you look like a Shannon Sharp when he responded. But yeah, like when you see like Shannon Sharp addressing like, you know, Mike not letting Horace Grant eat if he didn't play up to Mike's standards. Stuff like that where you hear legit modern athletes saying, you did that shit to me, we're going to have to fight. Either you going to beat me or I'm going to beat you, but you ain't going to let me not eat. So I think then there's that faction of people who look at it as really take it personally because, you know, like, or if like you look at guys who are not necessarily Mike fans, who are current players, who would look at it as, dude, I work just as hard as you do. You ain't going to be punching me in the face and not letting me eat. I don't give a fuck who you are. You know, I think they would kind of damage his legacy in that sense. Because, again, it does humanize you. But when people humanize you, it's not always a positive thing. Sometimes it reveals who you really are, and it takes the shine off of what people have built you up to be.
Right.
So I think it depends on who you ask, but I think overall, people are already, it's 20 years after he retired, people are already dug in on who they think, you know, where they fall with Michael Jordan. So I don't think there's anything else left that he can do to change that in anyone's eyes because they've already got their minds made up.
But I think, you know, so much of that is going to be from who's saying it.
Right.
So, like, you know, if Kevin Durant is saying, oh, and be like, motherfucker, you ain't going to be doing that to me. You know, then people are going to look at it, winner to winner. Yeah, all right, I get that. But, like, if Carmelo was to say some shit like that, like, people going to be like, nigga, that's why you ain't never won.
Right. Exactly.
That's true.
That's why you ain't never, you know, so it's like so much of it is going to be interpreted by who's saying it, because at the end of the day, they're going to look at Michael as one of the greatest winners. So that, you know, if that's what he had to do to win, that's what he had to do to win.
Right.
And people, they're not looking at Horace Grant as a sucker. They're looking at it as, well, that's what he was willing to do to be on a winning team.
Right.
You know, so if LeBron said that. Like, yeah, all right. Yeah. You ain't gonna do that to LeBron because LeBron is a man. You.
Right.
But again, let Westbrook say that shit. That's why Durant left your ass, motherfucker.
Right,
You wasn't willing to be. You wasn't willing to be disciplined.
True.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Because it ain't going to be heard the same from everybody.
Nah. Now they check the resume.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear what you're saying, but I'm looking at your resume.
You ain't.
Right.
You should. The 8, dude.
Right.
Right.
That's what it took to get a ring, man.
Maybe they
It's
shouldn't
not
let
an
you.
8, son.
Right.
Oh, man. All right. Well, we appreciate it, Patrick from San Diego, for your questions. Y'all keep sending these questions. Of course, we always appreciate them. We have fun with them. If you want to ask us something, get something off your chest, or if you just disagree with something we say, hit us up. You can email us at info@godefylife.com, or you can hit us on all social media platforms at godefylife. That's it. Y'all ready for some trivia?
Hold on. Before, is there anything we need to say about the podcast beef between the shows? Anything we need to?
Oh, yeah. Well,
I mean, I know money had.
yes.
I just want to know. I mean, I'm an instigator by heart.
Right. Well, ain't no beef. I mean, Pooh was the initiator.
Okay.
He was the aggressor. You did, but he was just talking. How we talk.
Right.
We men. It's this locker room talk.
Right.
If we about to go out and run the court. I ain't gonna. You gonna get off scot free. I'm gonna say something to you.
Right.
But West Coast showed up, beat Pooh, and now I guess there's some kind of beef. But or at least we know here that when we say something, if our skills don't back it up, we got to eat that, and it doesn't always taste good.
Right.
But so.
I know beef between our show and unsupervised because that's a good show. I'll be listening.
Right.
I just don't know if I be feeling guilty and shit.
Nah,
damn. Am my folks gonna think I'm a traitor because I'm listening to unsupervised and shit?
Nah.
Or the unsupervised folks thinking I'm like a double agent. I'm only over here listening, trying to get some secrets and shit. So okay, all right, we cool.
Yeah, no beef. They did say that they may want to start opening up some 10 spots and challenge you for that week since you the champ, all that stuff. So,
okay. Holla at me, play when you see me in the street. I ain't scared.
Exactly. So, we'll see.
Okay. That's
all right. Well, interesting trivia this week. Trivia this week is entitled, "Oh, You Think You Know Me?" Where I have 10 questions about each of you. Each of you have the same 10 questions in the same slots, same point slots, 1 through 10. And I'm going to see how much y'all know about each other.
We know about each other?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's real dope.
It is.
Right?
Wow.
So, of course, the questions get harder the higher they get. So I'll ask each of you in order, 1 through 10, and whoever has the most points by correct answer wins.
Solid. That's solid. That's different. That's fresh. That's refreshing.
All right. And all of these questions are something that you've either heard answers to on the show or you've seen it in type form, either on the bio or on the site. So these are all questions you've heard at one point.
Okay.
All right. Pooh, you first.
All right.
Give me 2 of Al's favorite pro sports teams.
So you just going 1 through 10.
Just going 1 through 10.
Straight down.
Whoever has the most at the end wins. Yep.
Gotcha.
Okay. Jets, Cowboys.
Jets and Cowboys. All right. 1 point for Pooh. Al, give me 2 of Pooh's favorite sports teams.
Bears and the Bulls.
Bears and Bulls. Okay. On to question number 2. Pooh, what college did Al attend for undergrad?
Oh man. Is it dang, I want Colgate.
Colgate is correct.
Yeah.
2 for Pooh. Al, what college did Pooh attend for undergrad?
Benedict?
Oh, incorrect. Correct answer is Pooh.
Allen University.
Oh, I was thinking that one. I couldn't think of it fast enough.
I just said it on the marriage
Yeah, he did.
podcast.
All right. And shout out to our One Eye Shut crew, by the way. Our
One
Wild
Eye
Out.
Shut.
You know that. All right. Number 3, Pooh. What city was Al born in? City/borough.
City. Oh man, is it? I was born in New York. I'm gonna go. I want to say the Bronx, but I'm gonna say Brooklyn.
Al?
That is correct.
That is correct. All right. 3 more points for Pooh. Al, what city was Pooh born in?
Newberry.
Pooh?
Yeah,
That is correct. 3 points for Al. All right. On to number 4. Pooh. Give me 3 running backs on Al's top 5 NFL running backs list.
Top 5. He has to have Jim Brown. He has Walter Payton. And he has to, I know he got his boy Tony Dorsett.
So going by Al's bio, Al has top 5 running backs of all time.
I should have said Barry Sanders. Who is it?
So he has Jim Brown is on the list, but he also he does have Barry Sanders, Emmitt Smith, Walter Payton, and Gale Sayers. There's no Tony Dorsett.
Tony Dorsett. Kill me.
All right. So,
hey, you want to have Tony on there?
nope. All right.
Trying to be real. I'm gonna go with Barry Sanders. I know Walter Payton is on there, and I'm gonna go with Jim Brown.
His first 3, yes. So he had Barry Sanders, Walter Payton, Jim Brown, in addition to Earl Campbell and Marshall Faulk.
Ooh, I would have got. I'm glad I went with those 3. I guess those 2.
Man, I might have would have gave Tony the nod over Emmett, even though he had accumulated more yards. But go ahead.
Trying to convince me to get the points.
Right.
Son.
Did you change your list?
You know what? You right, Pooh.
I'm going to go with
right.
Pooh on this.
Well, it's a tie game, right?
Right now, the score is
Al
that tilted it. Al is up 8 to 6. Al. Yeah. Al missed the 2. You missed the 4.
I missed the 4. Dad, that hurt.
All right, Pooh. One just month and day only. What is Al's birthday?
Month and day? May? Dad, I remember when he sent 15, 17.
Incorrect. What is it?
May 11.
Hey, I just thought about when I saw the Zoom thing, and the Zoom came in at the 15th. It was the 15th, so that's what threw me off. Yeah.
All right, Al. What is Pooh's birthday?
I don't have any
I was just
idea.
about to say, I know I'm good on this. You should have just get the month.
I'm gonna go September 12th.
No.
November
30th. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Last day of November. So I always remember Pooh's birthday. All right. Pooh. Give me one of. I'm sorry. Give me. All right. So I'm doing it this way because it's not even. Pooh has 3 kids. Al, you have 2. So
Okay.
Pooh, give me both of Al's kids' names.
Man, I only know one. I don't know his baby girl name. I know Alvin Benjamin, AB. I do not know his. I've never heard his daughter's name. I don't know it. I don't know his daughter's name. Well, you probably said it on the show. I don't. What's your daughter's name, Al?
Adea.
Damn it.
All right. AKA
Okay.
Big deal. Al.
I have no idea. I'm
So
going.
funny.
Oh, I
We
need to
went
know
over
all
this.
3.
No, you got to know 2 out of the 3.
Oh man, and your wife, she just mentioned
You
the
just
one the
broke
other
it down too.
But I don't remember. I swear I don't
Alright.
remember.
Pooh, break it
What
down.
are their names?
I should get a 0.5. You have Carter,
Card. Oh, that's right. That's right.
You have Cooper Ray.
Yes.
And you have Erickson.
Oh,
Erickson.
I wouldn't remember. I remember the card in the Cooper. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you wanted the name. What name did you want?
Well, Cruz. His middle name is Cruz. Erickson Cruz. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, moving on to number 7. Pooh, what school did Al attend for his master's?
Ooh. I'm gonna jump off the bridge and say Morehouse.
Oh,
I went to Emory.
Incorrect. Yes, Emory.
I do remember. As soon as it came out of your mouth.
As soon as you heard it, you knew that was it.
I knew that was it.
Because I remember.
Yeah, that was it. That was it.
Yeah.
All right. Al, same question. What school did Pooh receive his master's from?
Al doesn't know this.
Yeah, University of South Carolina.
Oh man, I hate university. I went to Webster's University. As what's it? Frank Institute of Technology.
Yeah.
All
right.
Know that.
All right. Number 8, Pooh.
I need points. Yeah.
Give me the name of one of Al's siblings.
One of Al's siblings. Whoa.
I know.
That's what I say. Whoa. I'm gonna go out there and say Robert.
That is incorrect, unless you know something I don't know, Al.
Right. Hey, and my dad was like that. So
Right.
It might be a Robert Glenn walking around Columbia that I don't know about, but there's Darren, Don, Det, and Alicia.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Same question, Al. We actually just had this conversation around one of Pooh's brother and his naked ass face.
Right.
Seth. I have no idea.
Seth is incorrect. Pooh, tell me. We ain't got no Seth. Okay.
I'm gonna keep it short.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just go with Tony. I'm gonna go with Milton, and I'm gonna go with Kevin.
All right.
I'm not gonna name the rest of them. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, them the 3 I know anyway.
Right.
All right. Number 9, as I did tell you, they get hard towards the end. So,
Right.
Number 9, Pooh. What's Al's occupation?
Al works in education. If I'm not mistaken, he's a consultant. He gives
More
I
specifically,
know he gives stats and data he keeps track of some types of stats and data. That's all I got, man. Give me something for that. Give me half. Give me something for that.
Al, you want to tell him exactly what you do?
Right. I'm director of grants and partnerships for a school district.
Damn, directs and partnership.
Grants and partnerships.
Gotcha. You're okay. True that.
Al, same
Where I
question.
get that from? Yo? That was your business? What was?
Yes.
Okay.
But my wife works that now. I don't do that.
Oh, okay. All
right. Yeah.
So
what
he is, he is. I don't know the title, but he works in schools with kids, helping deal with conflict and problems and the social emotional. So I don't know what the title is, but something like that.
All right. So I'll say this. You both have shared your actual titles on the show before because we actually had this question before as a listener question. So, but this was back when Money was on the show. So it's been a while.
I remember. I remember.
So Pooh, it's up to you. If that's close enough, you want to accept it. But we did have the actual titles revealed on our job titles revealed on the show before. But tell the man what you do, Pooh.
I'm a behavior interventionist.
All right.
Behavior interventionist. Yeah.
All right. So, do you want to give Al points for that long ass answer, or you want to say no?
Nah, I can't get Al anything on that.
I ain't mad at you.
Especially not in the 6-8 games.
Right. Now, if this was a 1 or a 2, I would have accepted that. But being that this is a 9, that's why I was one of the hardest.
I ain't mad.
Right.
All right. Now, based on our bios, you get 5 seconds to answer. Pooh.
Okay.
What is Al's favorite drink? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Corona on there, right?
No. Al's favorite drink, one is a lemonade or mango tango. If you don't know, you need to ask.
That axe.
Speaking of which, Al, I got a new recipe for you. I need you to try it next time I see you.
Okay.
It is banging. It is called Fred Berry.
Fred Berry.
And we do know who Fred Berry is, don't we?
Fred Berry. Why do I know that name? No.
That's Rerun.
Oh, Rerun.
Rerun. You know why they call it Rerun? It's because you keep coming back for more. So you got to try this.
All right. Fred Berry. I like it.
All right. Al, what is Pooh's favorite drink? 5.
Vodka and cranberry.
Ooh, close, but no. Hennessy Dirty with a splash of cranberry.
But that used to be. That was then.
Oh, you need to update your bio, sir. What's your favorite new drink?
I'm a 1800 drinker now. So
Okay.
Oh, tequila.
Gotcha.
last night for the show, I made a 18.
I saw that. The coconut.
1800 whiskey sour. 1800 coconut whiskey. It was blazing.
All right.
Blazing. Yeah, check that joint out.
Yeah, Pooh,
Check it out, Al. Like,
Okay.
Check it out, because Pooh made different than me. How the man went from Hennessy to tequila. Fuck that. I ain't trying to.
I overkill on that Hennessy, man.
Right.
I was on like madman.
Wow. Well, congrats, Al. You know more about your co-host Thomas Stevens than he knows about you. So you, sir, are this week's trivia winner.
And the champion. I am the champion. You are the loser.
Dang, Tony Dorsett took me down through that.
Yeah, like that.
Oh man, well, that was fun, man.
Yeah, that was good, man. Real.
Oh, that was dope. Yeah, that was dope.
Cool. Well, yeah, Al, you won, man. What you got for me? What's your parting shot?
Parting shot is. On that, know that who she was, give her honor, celebrate her. Hello?
Yo, you hear me? Al, you hear me? Yo, y'all hear me? Yo. Yo.
I don't know.
Yo, y'all hear me?
That was about 3 minutes. Yo, but looking at this picture, like real close now, like these.
I look at that photo she got of like her at like 18 and J.A.
No doubt. Pooh, what you got for me, man? What's your parting shot?
Man, first and foremost, I would love to extend, our deepest sympathy to Al and his people. So that definitely lost. And I just want to say, man, love the show. Thank you guys. Definitely highlight of the week. And these beaches are opening up, man. Memorial Day, whatnot. Play it safe. I say don't go, but if you go, hey, play it safe, man. That's all I have for it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Again, Al, condolences, man. Prayers are with you.
Thank you.
Yeah, be safe out there, man. Again, we had Mother's Day, not this Sunday, a couple Sundays ago. Still want to send our appreciation out to all the moms out there. We love y'all. But nothing real crazy. Everybody continue to be careful. As Pooh just said, things are opening up. Do not let that give you a false sense of security. Continue to protect yourself and those around you. And continue to listen to your kindergarten teachers, man. Wash your hands. Give each other personal space. And don't cough on each other. So listen to your kindergarten teachers. So, but it's good that, people are able to get out as long as we're responsible. But most of all, man, just treat each other good. I think this has been a prime example of why we need to put things in perspective. We haven't been around as many people lately, but now that we are, let's remember how to treat each other well. So that's all I got. So, but yeah, this has been, it's been episode 158 of the Defy Life Podcast. Definitely check us out on defypods.com and everywhere else your favorite podcasts are available. We will talk to y'all next week. Until then, Defy Life.
Defy Life.
If you're into all things comics, you have to check out Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC, your go-to podcast for comic and superhero discussion, debates, polls, and more. Tune in as Regular Scott and Ozzy Killmonger chat about your favorite comic topics, and you never know who may show up for an open mic or what will be next on their favorite One Gotta Go. Take a Knee for Marvel vs. DC, every Sunday, powered by the Defy Life Podcast Network.